Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Johanna. For those of you who are new here, welcome. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. In today's video, I'll be starting the Holiday Wishes Scavenger Hunt, and if that is of interest to you, please stay tuned. Okay, so this intro might be a little chatty because there's just some things I wanted to talk about, and then we'll go into the actual scavenger hunt. Now, the scavenger hunt will have 10 prompts plus a bonus. I am not going to be tagging anyone in this. I can think of, oh goodness, a good 15 to 20 channels I'd like to tag, but I think sometimes tag videos can be a little daunting or a little intimidating for some, especially for newer or smaller channels, because they feel like they can't participate, even though I know that every single person who creates a tag video wants people just to participate, because it's just a way to get to know people in the community. And so for this scavenger hunt, I'm just going to put it out in the universe. Also, it isn't necessarily inherent to only the coloring book community. Now, for my video, I will be showing all coloring book related things, but I could also do the same thing with Happy Planner sticker books, or journal spreads, or planner spreads, or crafting material. It doesn't matter because the prompts are so general that the interpretation is absolutely open to you. And especially here in the coloring book community, because the community is so diverse and international, I think it's a great way when you're thinking about holidays to be able to incorporate your own cultural holidays and beliefs into the tag. Because I know that a lot of them that are going to be coming down the line will probably be either US or Western based. So Thanksgiving will definitely feature heavily. Halloween has definitely featured heavily. Christmas is going to feature heavily. But for some, that may not be your reality. So I'm hoping that by way of the prompts, you can find things that either speak to you personally or just things you can find in the various mediums that you choose. And you don't necessarily have to just do one. You can do some of the prompts with coloring books, some of the prompts with crafts, with journals, however you want to do this, whatever your interpretation is. I would just love to see and hear what it is that you guys are doing out in your neck of the woods. Again, open to anyone. I would like, if you could, if you do decide to do this scavenger hunt, to just go ahead and tag me in the video just so I can make sure that I see it. You can use the hashtag Holiday Wishes Scavenger Hunt 2021, or you can tag me at Jojoza Hannah. Yes, I don't know how to say that either. And I'd love to see what you guys come up with. And I specifically did put holiday wishes because holidays can incorporate the entire year. When we actually get into the prompts, you'll see that most of mine, if not all, will focus on October, November, and December, but they don't have to. Holiday wishes and what I've listed really are open to your imagination and your reality. All right, so finally, let's get started. So the first prompt is lights, and that actually ties in really nicely with this. This is Erie's Tracing Around the World, and I actually planned to do this 2-page spread here. Now, for the majority of the coloring books that I'm going to be showing you, I don't know that I'm actually going to color these, and if I do, I'm going to give myself a deadline of the end of the year. Whether you're choosing pictures to color, whether you've chosen pictures you have colored, whether you're just choosing pictures just because they fit the prompt, that's entirely up to you. But this one I wanted to do because my friend Rashmi, the Indian colorist, she is doing a hashtag in November called India Coloring. I'll go ahead and link her channel below. She does have a little video about what that is. November is the month of Diwali. And so the first prompt prompt on my holiday wishes list is lights, and it fits perfectly because Diwali is a festival of lights in India. And so I'm going to be tracing this out, and then I'm also going to be coloring this in. Not sure the colorway, but it'd probably be very vibrant and bright. But I also think I'll do a little bit of research about Diwali because I've heard of it. I didn't know what it was, and that just will help tie it in. Plus, that will tie it into Rashmi's hashtag that she's doing for the entire month of November. I believe it's just going to be a color along. Again, she talks about in her video more things that can count towards the India coloring. And I do have my own hashtag going on through the end of the year, Joanna Lynn's Celebration 2021. And because Diwali is a celebration and festival of lights, this absolutely would tie in. So this is what I'm counting towards lights. Now, as you can see, there's no actual lights on here. Well, I guess there's a sun right there, but it means lights to me. And so it absolutely fits. And because it actually is a celebration towards the end of the year, then it also kind of fits in that for me personally as well. So this is number 1, lights, and that is from Tracing Around the World by Erie. The second prompt is gifts, and I've chosen an image from Home Sweet Homes. Now, I definitely would like to do this by the end of the year because I have yet to color in here, and I chose this image right here. I do have a flip through of this if you're interested. This I did get from Etsy, and it's just a little gift here. Now, inherently, I think it pulls Christmas because of the snowman. And they're all snuggled up, but I can see this being done in greens and purples. I mean, the sky's the limit when it comes to a coloring book, but I like the little sentiment here. I like that I have not colored in this yet. And I like that while it is, I mean, there are elements that you would normally see by way of Christmas, it doesn't necessarily need to be. And I can choose the direction of that during my when I color this. But yeah, it's out of this one here, Home Sweet Homes by Jen Katz, and that prompt was for gifts. The third prompt is coming from A Million Cute Animals by Lulu Mayo, and it is sweets, and I chose this picture right here. I think this could actually be under a few things by way of it fits the sweets, obviously, because it's a strawberry and cat bunny cake, but it would also fit Poets Comfy and Cozy because there's nothing more cozy than cats eating fish on top of cake, but also would fit my own hashtag Joanna Lynn Celebration because obviously this is a celebration at eating a fish on a cake. And again, I haven't actually done much in here, so this is another one I'd like to do. I'm going to keep the tags in here, but I'm setting a goal for myself to hopefully get to this by the end of the year. If I can get to it sooner, awesome. But if not, I'm not going to stress too much about it. But I did like going through my different coloring books to find different things that could fit these prompts. So that's Sweets, prompt number 3, and that's A Million Cute Animals by Lulu Mayo. The fourth prompt comes from this book. It is from Erie's Fairy Tales, I believe, and the picture I've chosen is this one right here. Now these two tie in together, but they're actually not a 2-page spread. At least that's not how I'm going to be doing it, because if I do color it, I'm going to just focus on this one. And this one, I'm not going to say I chose it because there's a bunch of old people and I live with a bunch of old people, but I'm not going to not say that either. I think that's a cat, but I'm not sure. That definitely is a cat. I'm not sure, but we have cats here. We don't have mice, but I like the composition. I like there's abundance on the page, and I like that there's actually old people and then someone who's going to have dark, long hair like me. But this is, oh, I don't know if I said what the prompt was, but the prompt is holiday dinner, and I've chosen that from Fairy Tales from Erie. The next prompt is from this book, Revelio. I did pick this up from Etsy, from Katie Knutson's shop. And the picture I chose for the prompt, which is family and friends, is this one right here. And I chose this for a couple of reasons. Obviously, these are friends, so it is the literal translation of it. But all of the Harry Potter movies I actually saw in the theater with my brother and my sister. And so Harry Potter to me is just a very holiday-filled movie. It fits Halloween for me. It hits Christmas for me. It makes me think of my sister. It makes me think of the whole Harry Potter craze. For the last 3 books, I was one of those weird people in her, goodness, 20s? 30s maybe, who was dressed up by herself, no kids, waiting at midnight to get their release. But I really wanted to color in this. This is another one I have not colored in. Plus, it's just, there's a lot of memories tied to it. So again, nothing inherently in the picture that screams holiday, but it definitely evokes a lot of bittersweet, but also very happy memories for me regarding the prompt of family and friends. And so that is Revelio, a coloring book from Etsy from Katie Knutson's shop. The next prompt I am choosing out of this. This is actually not a coloring book, but I do have a flip through here on my channel. I will link that below. And it's Together by Luke Adam Hawker. This is just a storybook that I picked up in Barnes & Nobles, although it is available on Amazon. I will link it below. It will be an Amazon affiliate link if you choose to use it. If not, just type in Together Luke Adam Hawker. You can check Walmart, you can check Target, you can certainly check Barnes & Nobles where I picked it up, and then just shop around where you can get the best price for you. But I chose this page right here for gratitude, and I really like that the story ends here. And I've been very lucky and very grateful that throughout this entire pandemic, but even before that, I've always had the love and support of my family. And this to me just screams family and gratitude. I love Thanksgiving, don't get me wrong, but it's more about a year-long remembrance of, you know, to be grateful, to be thankful. And this picture just screams that to me. Now, this probably is not something I'm going to get done by the end of the year because I do want to work on this in order. And so I've got all of these other pages to do before I get here. But I'm going to leave this tag in here just to remind me of why I chose this one for this prompt. So the prompt is gratitude, and I've chosen that from Together by Luke Adam Hawker. The next prompt is winter, and I've chosen an image here from Fairy Tales, a coloring book by Emily Lidhall Oberg, and I've chosen this here. It looks like a young girl wrapped in a bunch of scarves, and I like that. I like that this can go as monochrome or as vibrant as I want it to. I've only actually finished one other page in here, so it's definitely something I'd like to get done by the end of the year, and I think it's a really pretty image. But this is my interpretation of winter. We don't have that here in Hawaii. Well, I mean, we do, but it's just the rainy season. But whether I choose to go in blues or traditional Christmas colors or just full-on summery colors to be a hybrid between her bundling up, but in a lot of tropical colors, I've yet to decide. But I do like this image, and it fits the prompt of winter, and that's Fairy Tales by Emily Lidhall Oberg. Now I chose the next prompt from Worlds Within Worlds, and the prompt is palm tree. Now, for many of you, that may not seem very holiday-ish, but again, I live in Hawaii, so we always have palm trees. Christmas here in Hawaii usually is in the 70s or 80s, Thanksgiving the same, Halloween the same, and so I wanted to bring something specifically, maybe not Hawaii based, but it is definitely something out of the norm that you would normally see in one of these holiday type tags, just in deference to my own reality and culture. And so I've chosen this picture here. I think this is a crab or a lobster. I don't know. I don't eat either of those, but I like the trees here, and it actually is a simple enough picture to color. So I might actually think that this be interesting in Christmas colors. Maybe add some ornaments hanging from here. I don't know, that would be interesting. But yeah, I chose this for my prompt of palm tree, and that's Worlds Within Worlds from Kirby Rosanis. The next picture I chose for the prompt is from this Romantic Country, The First Tale by Erie, and the prompt is Harvest, and this picture actually absolutely screams that to me. Again, this could be a 2-page spread. More than likely, I'm only going to focus on this one. I don't know, it just depends on my time and how my hands are doing. But I like just seeing, while there are other images that have the harvest already done, I like the farm scene, and that's what makes me think of harvest, farming and nature and all of that. So that's my picture that I chose for harvest, and that is out of Erie's Romantic Country. Again, it's The First Tale. The final prompt before we hit the bonus is out of this. This is Forest Girls Coloring Book, the second book, because there is 3 in the series, and this is by Opal, and the prompt is candles, and I chose this picture here. Now I definitely want to do this picture by the end of the year. There's a candle right there, there's a wreath right there. My mother is German, and so we actually always have an Advent wreath, and she lights the first candle, I think it's 4 Sundays before Christmas actually hits, and it's very nostalgic to me. We've never had a real Christmas tree because they're expensive, so we've always had just the fake one, and then you can reuse it every year. But my mom always made sure that we had a fresh wreath for the smell, but also it makes her think of her own childhood. I love the wood beams here. I definitely lean more towards traditional colors, although I hate decorating for Christmas. So all the decorations that's going to be up in my house is going to be my mom and my dad, because I'm Scrooge McDuck. I love seeing it. I hate doing it. And I don't take it down either. But this is the kind of Christmas scene we would have, with lots of traditional colors, lots of golds, lots of greens, lots of nutcrackers. And yeah, so this definitely will get done by the end of the year, and I love it. And I have yet to work in this book, so whether this is going to be the first foray in here or the one that I do by the end of the year, I don't know. But yeah, I love this, and it is on different paper. That's why I haven't tackled it, because the paper is for watercolor. Whether I do this in watercolor, I don't know. I might need to do some testing out first. But I love this book. I love all of Opal's work. She's definitely top 5 for me. And yeah, this just gives me all the feels. Oh, there's actually even more candles up there. But yeah, the last prompt before we hit the bonus is candles, and I'm getting that from Forest Girl number 2 from Opal. And the bonus question is a holiday picture that represents where you live. And this is actually the only completed picture that I have. And it's this one here. This one I did, I believe it was for Corey's Christmas in July. It also fits my own tag, Joanna Lynn's Celebration 2020. This is a Christmas globe, but I decided to do it in very tropical, very Hawaii colors. And so instead of snow, this is sand. You've got lots of teals and greens and sand color. And so this, okay, and I mentioned this when I talked about this in my completed pages in July. If this were truly a snow globe, there wouldn't be anything outside of it, but you know, I drew that in and I didn't think about it until I was actually coloring it, that doesn't make any sense. But it's a Hawaii snow globe, so it's fine. That's how they make them here. But this definitely will represent more of my Christmas and what I'll see if I'm out and about town during the holidays. From Thanksgiving to right after Christmas, Santa and Mrs. Claus actually sit down in Honolulu Hale by way of these big statues. If I can find a picture, I'll insert it here. And both Santa and Mrs. Claus are in surfer shorts and slippers. And so you still get the holiday feeling, but it's not going to be what you generally see if you're watching Hallmark Channel or Christmas movies or whatever. This is more me on what is out there and what I can see in my own life. All right, guys, I hope you choose to participate in this scavenger hunt. As you can see, there wasn't inherently a lot of things that were specific to Thanksgiving, Halloween, Christmas, Hanukkah, Diwali, anything like that. Well, okay, maybe Diwali in that first picture, but I'm hoping that you use this as a way to look through your things, to see what you have, but also if you are outside the realm of the coloring book community, to see, have you done previous journal spreads, planner spreads, have you done crafts that kind of fit that feeling for you. All right, guys, well, that's it for me for now. And as always, aloha.